Grand Rising. This is Divinely God and Chose Starseed spiritually 777. How y'all doing? Okay. All right. So I have the Garbage Pail Kids. It's the Tarot Guide. It's a book, but it also has cards. So basically, I think the last video I gave the information about that. Now, yesterday I had went and pulled a card. These are the cards that I pulled. First one is this one. This one here is the King of Coins. Okay. Now, the next one is the Knight of Cups. Now, the King of the Knight of Coins, that's the past, previous, and this is the present, is the King of Cups, okay? And the next one is the future, which is the Five of Wands, and at this time it was stuck together. So the next one is Six of Wands. So you know you're dealing with 5 and 6 of some type of battle over the King of Coins. That makes sense? Can you see it? I'm trying to show more information so you can see. Like I say, I'm gonna pull up here. You know, it's still in harvest time. Do that color. I love to see the tree when it look like that. So these two over here, okay? You can see it right here. And so, put it like that. So you're dealing with night energy. And knowing what a night is. Night is protection, right? So it could be, like I said, before as a night still play, you know what I'm saying? Knights, they play until they become the king, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking about chess, how you play in the game of chess. And that also has to do with king and queens, because anything, a game has something to do with kings and queens, knights and everything. And it's always about past. And when you, in this energy that the light source of whatever has been in past. Now, first thing came here was the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins, right? So I've already written down some things about it. It's my understanding. Trying to tell you how I was able to pull out the information. It's a whole lot though, but I'm not gonna bring too much. I'm just bringing what I'm supposed to. Then everybody else can find their own way, because like I said, I'm just a guide. How you can sit here and start one way, you got all this stuff going on, then all of a sudden you go back and start writing in this life, where this go for, where is this at? You be like, wait a minute, I had it in order. But anyway, let's talk about this Knight of Coins. So Knight of Coins is always gonna be past. And my understanding when I first, okay, there we go. There it is right now. So it's giving you previous too, and how in order to get the understanding. First of all, I'm gonna give you Charles V of France, and that's how I was able to figure that out, because it was a time of years, and then sometimes when things happen a long time ago, it comes back. That's 1300, right? So 1300 is going to give you some of the information from there. So let's give some information of the past. Past has to do with lovers. Lovers have to do with the land, has to do with treason. And also it's going to always have insanity and the Civil War and child murders. Then that's been from 13. 13 going to give you the information. 4,900 is almost 5,000. It's going to give you 13. And at that time, just imagine over 5,000 of all this has came to a play. And it came to the play for a reason. First of all, it was death and transformation in a time of all the things we had with the pandemic. The pandemic has to do with a lot of people died. And there was something, it were reasons from karma, from all of that. It comes to a reason. And when you're dealing with 2024, 24 is a target, and a target is a direct. But my understanding, it came all the way down from kings, from what happened a long time ago. So dealing with the King Charles of France was dealing with a whole lot. And that was a lot of the lovers that was in the play. So lovers has to do with duality and has twins meeting at that time. And after a lot of type of duality, right? And Gemini give you that Mercury, thoughts and communication of that third house. So when you're dealing with that, okay, then give you lands and treason. And with that is, like I said, it has to do with summer, and Gemini has the sun, give you a lot of information, right? And it was a time of summer. It was hot. At a time could have been, depends on that time. But there was 13, and it had nothing but death and transformation at that time. So, a lot of insanity that has to do play with the planets. And so when we deal with planets, and you has Mercury in there, and in my understanding of 1300, that has a lot to do with that 8th house. 8th house has to do with death. And that has to do with Pluto. Okay? And with the Pluto, and it depends on if it was Capricorn in there, depends on that time of 1300, just so you get the understanding. But civil wars, there's a lot of civil wars in that time in 1300. And then with the child murderers, that too. So that gives you 4 time and 5th, and also really in 6, to be honest with you, because the next one is going to be, the next one was after the war, because after the king and after that, it has the next place on there, and the next one will be conspiracy and bloodshed. So that is like past of all those energy. Conspiracy. So my understanding, okay. So I'm gonna write that down. So now, so it has to do with the coins. And the Knight of the Coins gonna give you the information of that. So when I was like, wow, I really wasn't gonna do anything, I was gonna keep it on myself, but I'm like, this is come back for reasons. The reasons is about the Knight, protection of coins. And that goes all the way from Charles, as Charles of the France, King Charles of the 5th of France. And we're dealing with Leo and Sun energy. Then we're talking about absorb of a Leon in the 5th house. 5th house is pleasure. 5th house is going to be a line or a lineness. So that is about pleasure and strength, because that's what you're dealing with. And this is the Knight of the coins. This is supposed to be the Knight supposed to protection. This is the Knight supposed to protect the king. You understand? So when you're dealing with, let's see. Make sure, I don't want to say I said night, but I think it's, let me look back, because some of this, like I said, you can't read it, so I want to make sure I'm right, because I think, okay, yep, it is the Knight of Coins. So this is dealing with all the protection here, but let me give you what it says here. Now, this one is saying the Knight of Coins represents someone is the dedication of a steadfast determination. It is determination of a work. Was a workhorse. A person constantly is working. And that is, like I said, dedication, already dedication. When the first card come in, it's always is the magic and creation. And that is the person that the person always going to be the first. It's maybe the Aries of that may have fire in there. As you can look at here, as fire is yellow. Sun is going to give you that information. Aries is fire. So when you see about the coins in here, he's already on the he's on the horse. In this particular one, it has money in his hand, and then he's protecting too at the same time. So this could be a collective, masculine or feminine. But the information is from past, previous. It's about the Charles Fifth of Friends. So it's about the sun. Sun disc. Energy, Leo, I'm bringing out. So this is previous. So we're in 2024 from 13 and get the information. That's the reason why I'm able to bring out the information where I'm looking, because of a time. So when you're dealing with that, you're dealing 5,000 and you're dealing with the 50, 49, and 50 energy. Like I said, it has to do with the planets, how in order and put things. We've already had eclipse, everything in order, retrogrades, and all of that information is going to give you everything that it's about right now. Because like I said, 5,000 break it down, it's going to break it all the way down to 50. And 50 bring it down to 49. 49 is 49, 4,900,000. So we're dealing with 500,000. So all that, break it down for different times in division and add how you would like to do. But it is the destined time. Destined is going to give you 5 and 8. 5 and 8, it is pleasure and that is strength. 8 is going to give you death and transformation. And all together from 8, 13 again. 13 bring at a time of all that. And this is where we're in. So that gives you the information. It's like, you know, it's about the justice and the value. And it's about swords. Swords is going to be the truth. Because if you have 5 and 8 and 11th house is community, community is going to be in the same thing of swords. Swords is about the love and relationships of that. It's balance of the Libra. And Libra is air, communication with the Gemini. All of us together. And then with that is like I said, it's about the lovers. Lovers is got to do with that. Either you was married into that, and that is third house. And third house, like I said, the third house is always communication. Lovers. What was behind it and what's not. And stuff that we're connecting, having babies, and that's birthing too. To be honest, understanding with 3-day energy is about abundance and commerce. So that's money. Because when number 3 is a person anyway, really, number 3 is abundance in the first place. When you 3 over the head. So there it is again. So that's about abundance, about communication, and how, you know, when that you're dealing with third house and that energy of Virgo too, and you got the Venus in there. So 6 and 3 and 9 still about spiritually all together. But in that energy, Gemini is air. So when you deal with the 6 got to do with the Virgo, Venus, it has to do with earth. So you deal with earth and air. Okay, so that'll give you understanding. Earth has to do with money. And that is what it is. It's green. It's mean green. And communication. So that was a lot of things that was going on at that time. Like I said, and that was the plantinets and plantinets or plantins. And that time was of a time of that. So that, like I said, 4th had to do with the home, right? It has to do with the mother. Mother, 4th house is going to get that information too. So you got 4, 5, and 6. The home energy is the same time it is now. So that energy comes all the way back to what we're dealing with right now in this straight up force and surround of light. That means absorb. So we're back in here at the same time, and that is Charles V of France. So he's coming back for his reasons, and he has to do what he needs to do. Seems like he is in everybody's business. From my understanding, when you have a target, and the target is in judgment, and that is going back to the judgment that has been in the scales and give you back to the Libra and justice and community and everything at play. And now for my understanding, okay? So let's get on here. The next one is the next one, let me give more information about the coins. It's all about the money. But hard work though. But it gives you great payoff later on. Now this is like a distraction and get out of your way. So right now, we got so many distractions right now. Okay? instead of doing what you need to do right now is fall back, really, because they're already going to do what they're going to need to do. But I'm saying fall back is what fall back for a reason. But you already did the harvest. Winter, spring, and summer. And this is the harvest. So this is like you've already put your information, but the past is giving you some of that information, what ties to all of this, and that is the past. Past come back for karma. Because death and transformation, I understand that, but it has something else to play on there. Karma. And that has got to do from the past with lovers, land and treason, and plant and agents, and also insanity, civil war, and child murders. I think I said the last video that it was in 1980s, and there was a time where they had so many things in 1980s. 1980s had a lot of child murders at a time that where they was putting kids as far as couldn't find missing people. And that has to do with people that start putting the child up on the carton, you know, to make sure that at the time they did that. And a lot of times, a lot of things happened at ATL too in Georgia, and there was a lot of, as in black children were missing too. So Caucasian people and a lot of people were missing at 1980s. Okay, that give you some of that murder things that was happening in 1980s. Okay, I think they playing plenty of films and movies about that. Okay, the next one is Knight of Cups. And like I said, night. This is about the present. Present is right now. Now you look at the, if this is a Knight of Cups. Now he's a pirate. And now he has a ship. Okay, so the information, and he has something on his hand. And it looks like it's a cup. All right. And he got a peg leg going in here. Okay, he got a hook. So, you know, you're dealing with a sailor. You know, sailor is a pirate. This person loves to cuss. This person is a cusser. And in the water. So this person is in different places. That means travel. And this is a person that likes to be in the water, in a boat, sailing. Okay, that's for somebody. It's the present what's going on in here. So I understand the direction is going to left or right. So that means the looking at that. So that's what's present. So let's get an understanding about the King of Cups. I mean, excuse me, Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups is giving you Horsey Henry. Now that's Horsey Henry. Now listen, we talking about Henry. You know, Henry is in here in 1300. So different, like I say, Henry and Edward is about the same thing. Now you see that's in the present. So I'm going to give you 1360, whatever is this time. I'm seeing Henry in here. So you know, Henry is Edward. Okay, if you know anything about these knights, right, kings, all right. So pay attention. So. Now this particular one, let me see what it says. As the other one is that's the coin. Oh, okay, I'm getting it. So this particular one, excuse me, this one is Henry as the coins. Okay, now yeah, I'm going too fast. So this was 20. I cannot. Now, this one here is the Knight of Cups. This is Peter. Peg leg Peter. And that's the present. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Henry and Peter. Oh, boy. So we talk. I'm sorry. Now, Henry, let me get this right. Henry, if this king was a mess. He was in everybody's business, man. I'm telling you, he was in everything. King Henry ain't nothing. Peter, too. Peter was like in the present, he's peg leg right here. You can get information on it. I'm sorry, but I was just like, when you read about the kings and queens and you kind of know, and then you start laughing because, boy, it's something else. Let me give you the information. It said peg leg Peter, the Knight of Cups, represents dashing and charming and seems, and it says right here, stepped. It's like they stepped night out of the fairy tale and give you a swashbuckling, giving you inspiration and beauty and a all around. So you know Peter fine and fine wine. I mean that Peter is like the visionary. It's like when he opens his eyes, it's like everybody. It's like his eyes, you know, his visionary and what to see. He's pretty boy at this time, or it could be a woman. It's whoever. Like I said, even though this is talking about a man, but I'm saying you put yourself in the present of that Peter. Peter has to do with money. Peter has to do with a rabbit, and rabbit's going to give you the present and give you that abundance, right? Okay, he has money, and he's in the in the pirate energy with that on the boat, so he's traveling. So passions of also give you passion. No, that's what he do, and all type of passion. Peter was in as a king. So let's give you information. Also give you passion, abandon, and adventures because he was traveling everywhere and about that money and sails high seas. That's what that is. Okay, now let's get on 5 and 6 as the ones. Now we get back to this. So we're dealing with Henry and Peter. And like I said, it's about the money. Past of the Henry dealing with Charles, probably fifth in the France. We're talking about Leo energy, sun energy, okay? And dealing with the Peter, and it's about his pirate. So that has to do a lot of things as a pirate at the time. And this is like the boat in the water, okay? And that's what they were doing. That's travel. That's able to go different places, right? Now, here's the part. 5 and the 6. Here come the fight. The war, the fighting against and over this particular of Henry. So this is on point. So you know Henry, he was fighting. So if you go and understand about the king of Henry, a lot of information. Now understand that people repeat the name over and over, and it doesn't even matter because at a time Henry is Henry. And at the time, he was in that type of different type of land and treason and dealing with all type of insanity because he was like a little insanity due to something by using his Bible. But yeah, find out the Bible had some type of poison caused him insanity, and then therefore, and he got little Henry, you know. So just imagine how they would fight each other. So we're dealing with a lot of witchcraft at that time. A lot of witchcraft. People using different type of perfume and certain things that they were using on books and different things. So even how to put another person in that. I mean, just imagine he put himself in a position, you know, he was already had a woman in the first place. Henry. It's the daddy, the oldest. Now he already had somebody that he was already with, and this was like I said, he was on the side. And by the time he married, there Catherine, all of that, all mixed with all of that stuff, and it was a hot mess. And it always started that way. You know, he was just who he was, but it sure brought it all down. It gives you all the way down to the Bible, and it tells you the same thing with David. I mean, that started a whole lot of mess too, in his own house. And they took what was, I would give you the information from the priest, and at a point in time, yeah. And that time came in to expose what he was doing behind the scene. He didn't even know until it was exposed and had to deal with that. And where it came from. It came all the way down from the children. And this is the same thing that's going to happen here now. What happened a long time ago. You can't hide for the police. You can't hide with the police. And Popo is not the Popo you think. Not the Popo that is on this land. I mean, you can't hide. So, It's high. It's like hierarchy, or we want to call it high. But it's on the arc of the highest of the things is watching over us because they look at us as savages. Remember that. You know, a savage is a person that eat their own self instead of doing what you need to be doing. And it seemed like it's just put positions of the same things is going to repeat. Your job is to make sure to be goodness at all times. I tell you, imaging is hard to keep something in peace at times. Peace come, and when you try to be peace, and here comes others. It's like surrounds everything, good and positive. But I'm smiling because normally you get all Iraq, maybe they have some issues. But Iraq, meaning not the name of the people, all right, but it could be, but it means of a I am, be insane about certain things that is not goodness to others, and you being insane. Your mind has been put in unwired, meaning that you're narc. You have a narc system of mentally thoughts and cause problems on your communications, but you have to have a balance with that. And with the time, and now you see where it's coming from. That comes from the planets that has been over your head that time, because that's gonna keep you in those thoughts and patterns and things. And yes, Henry was in that predicament, but he had the physical part and spirit at the same time because somebody put him in that predicament. Because there wasn't nothing wrong with him. I mean, other than pleasure in doing his thing that he was normally doing. But what caused the other problem with the other mental block? Because something was added to it, even with the other. But then the spirit will allow it for a reason. By the time he died. And then the karma come back from the wife, and it came back from the kids too. Because at a time, the person is always going to have those issues because that's where it happened. And that karma comes back and it is hanging over her at a time because it has something to do with those girls. Them girls was died. And at part of the time, it had something to do with the ex, the side woman. And she was messing around and still with the king and ended up had to play with them girls. But find out they were trying to figure out where it was coming from. And it was from somebody else. Another daughter was hanging in there. But it was a lot of information about that. Let's get back to what I was saying. Now, these wands is fighting. So, you got it's 5 of wands and 6 of wands. And that's 11. That 11 going to give you communication, all right, that's Aquarius. Now, that's air again. So that's going to give you that house. And house going to give you number 11, going to give you justice. So you're dealing with the community. And justice is there with the Libra. It's still with air. And with that air, that has to do with core systems and everything in there. Because it has to have some type of balance. But from the target is coming from the judgment and the justice of community. And that's about love and relationship. That's what we're dealing with. Air. And right now, we're so much influence with podcasting and everything that we're getting. 9 out of 10 is you're dealing with the Mercury. And Mercury going to give that 3 house. And that is what you're dealing with Venus. And Venus is going to give you the information what it is about. It's the social. And it's about new ideas. And all of that connect to all of it. But justice over this particular Henry. But still with the Charles. It's still with Charles of France, though. Understand that? So it's still about Charles, Henry, and Peter, but giving you the information. So over the head is about that, Henry, and it's about justice. So now we're dealing with fierce competition in the 5th And like I said, that's still five. Five is pleasure, competition, chaos, challenging, of all of this, fighting, chaos, and everything. And this particular man here is the mugged. He's mugged. You know, a mug face. A person has already been in jail. That's the mug face. And this particular, his name is Mug Marcus. So, like I said, he's competition, and this is over Henry, and this is about that. And that is what is competition, and it has to do with someone outright trying to take something that they already got. So anytime fight is about money, and like I said, you see the money right here, and that's what they was coming for. Mug Marcus. Conflict, follow, and you already know the intuition. He knows it. Henry knew that. And like I said, in dealing with different type of situation, putting you in genuine approach, problem solving, and creativity. Meaning, and this here was not even upright. It was here, both of them. You know, I'm gonna tell you that it is hanging in here. So, if that is 11, well, that's justice. Now, upside down, in reverse, gonna give you the information. You wrestling with what? Difficult with mulling, opposite ideas in difficult time. Because guess what? This is karma hanging. Why is hanging like that's karma? Because it's telling you that it's a story. It's trying to tell you something. This is for a collective masculine feminine, and this is about the whole of it. This is like two words. Look at here. This is 1300, and this is now. You understand that? There it is. This is all it is. From a time is upside down, and it's the middle part. What hangs it is the Charles of the V of France, and this got to do with the fighting of all of the lovers, land, treason, insanity, civil wars, and child murderers. And it's hanging on 2024. Giving you death, transformation, and thoughts, and has put into place. And karma is hanging on all of it from all 1300. And we have to deal with that. And this is your ancestors. This is real. And dealing with it is like, wow. And the other one is, that is the mug face. And also this one is the 6 of Wands. And this is what's going to be Lee Tree. Lee Tree. And that is the 6 of Wands. And then we're dealing with the plantinets of the child of Charles V of France. Because it's about the tree too. Tree and mug face. That means a person has been in the prison or been in jail. All of this has to do with justice, community, and love and relationships. So let me give you what Lee Tree tells you. Though insecurity is leading you to for comfort and validation from wrong sources. Don't comprise and integrate, giving you integrate in a visionary perspective for approval of others. Be yourself, stay on your own course, even if others don't appreciate it yet. Keep doing your own thing, and you'll achieve success that will make you an envy of those who dare to not believe in you. Give you that sun energy, give you the energy that's because they put you in that predicament, community. Over your head. This is giving you past energy that's hanging over your head. And also, let's give you some information to give you more of a turf, giving you terrifical trumpet like Lee. like giving you fee. You are being celebrated for your accomplishments, and giving you congrats, giving you a tenacity, giving you that information, giving you ingenuine, and finally being recognized by others. And you're being rewarded for all the hard work that you went through. Sixth house gonna give you the social information to give you health. Give you information, give you health anyway. But as fighting for it, you will fight for all the stuff that you get, all the things that have been given. Jupiter, Saturn returns, Jupiter return, Uranus and Pluto directing back on that 13, on that particular. I'm going to get on to that about that 13 because it's still about that. So it means you soaked on the sunshine and praise and bask in glory in your success. And then get back to world. You're full of the even of untapped potential waiting to be explored. It's traveling too. Like I said, that's the present. So you getting the coins, the money, and the cups. So you're dealing with the green, and the cup. You got going on here. But just let's hear how what's hanging over here though. All that fighting that you had to go through the process. So now you got the coins and the travel and the cups too. You got the money and the cups. And it, to my understanding, is overflowing. And it's right in the present. So you're dealing with King and Peter. That is like somebody have. You got some relatives, ancestry with King and King. Henry and Peter and the Charles V of France, all of it. Somebody's tied to all of it, but get back on this justice though, community and dealing with the love and relationships is hanging on here from years ago from 1300. So if anybody asks what happened a long time ago, a pandemic, then you understand that's hanging over. That is the ignition. That's like the cup falling over somebody's head. So this here is like, it's like a duality of the ship, but it's past over this. This is present. Can you see that? Let me bring it here. Let me just move this out the way so you can see because it's necessary. This here is 1300 and this is 2024. This 1300 for a while stuff happened. Now all that is poured over your head for this. It's a lot of fighting that was fought for a long time ago is bringing all the nation poured up. It's like the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper is pouring over this particular the King of Coins and the King of Cups. Excuse me, Knight of Coins and Knight of Cups. I keep saying King because of Henry and Peter. This is Knight, protection. And that protection of the money and overflowing from 1300 and all of that, all the stuff that was fought for, and has poured all the indignation over your head. And that has to do with pouring. And that water, if you look at Aquarius, have the land and all of that, water and all at the same time as Aquarius. That's the time of Aquarius. That's what we're in. And that's 11th house. It's real. Now, so when you're dealing with the 13 is going to do with, of that time, it's going to be tough courage. And you're dealing with conflicted karma. So you're dealing with that 13, and I'll go back to that information that's still on the chart of the astrology. Still gonna tell you about the information what happened with that. Hits it on the dot. So that October 12th will have to do with Pluto direct, and that's what the next one will be. And that is with that directed will be in Capricorn at 29. So that's about 29 back in Gemini again. And energy is going to give you that. That's about value and spiritual value. Okay? So like I said, it is spiritual because it's over your head. 11, community, justice. That has to make the play on this right here, 5 and 6. That has to do with Even the state, and the state has certain type of Roman numbers. You're dealing with 5, and you're dealing with 6. Whoever on American soil, there it is. There, you're dealing with that. Got to deal with those the Roman time of 5 and 6, and that is fighting in that energy, and it's about a long time ago, because it's justice here in this time of Aquarius. That's a shift. That's where it's coming from. But you have to deal with that community though, and dealing with love and relationship, because the fight has already been fought for. So and now you're dealing with it. Lovers, land and treason, insanity, civil war, and child murders, because it has to have karma on that. Let's see anything in here from that death, and give you Scorpio, Pluto, and it come back direct. Yep, and we in 23rd. The last one was the 22. That means that it came direct. It came from October 22nd. So they give you that 22 is the master. That gives you the full journey, and it has to do with the Capricorn. They do with career. That's Saturn energy. That has to do climbing on the go. Then you dealing that. Let's see, 15. 7 again, still back in 7th house again, give you Libra energy, back again with love and relationship. But that sun of that Mercury, and that is going to be entering Scorpio. So you dealing with, that give you October. Then somebody may have some type of date of birth in there, but it has to do with Leo, Venus, Saturn, and Scorpio. And that's where time will fall. But then it give you destined energy, but it's got to do with that MC. MC gonna give you those the information. Is still gonna MC gonna give you the information. There's Venus in there, but it also MC has to do for the gifts that was given. This is from a time of an age of anybody, masculine or feminine. This is their gifts, and this is what's been given. Also, it's giving you a lot of information too, to expose and friend and enemies about the community, because it is vexed energy, because it's somebody envy. And like I said, and with that energy of Marcus of that information, because it was envy, and that was negative. And it has to do, like I said, it has to do with difficult and mulling, a difficult time finding right words to express yourself, because it has to do with that. Number 5, because 5 has to do with, and Tarot is going to be the Hierophant, right? Excuse me, not 1, because that's 1. Excuse me, it's fire. You're dealing with fire. So with that's Leo. Excuse me, sorry. So that's about Leo. And like I said, in expressing yourself and how to facts and consider opinions and carefully, but now it's intuition, your untimely lead to outcome, meaning that you got it, but understand that the competition is envy, because it's all that fighting on that envy about something you already got. And you're dealing with from long time ago, and all that karma is coming back, and then everybody else have the same issues because of about yourself. And that is where you have so much gifts been downloaded, and they upset about that because it's not them, it's you. But they make it hard for you because you already got the information. So, and just imagine, everybody want to be you. But they stopping you because they know who they dealing with. They know. And like I said, you're dealing with career. And that 29, that's going to give you Juno energy. You know? And you figure out who Juno is. She had twins. And they was terror. And her kids was terror. It was terror and fear. Okay? Just imagine. So like I said, all the truth about influence of this time, it is over here on the Western. Western gonna have all about the truth and set out the Western world free, because it's the free of it, because it's already pressured. It's like the fighting, all the Civil War was already done for reasons. Then this is a time for free. But why are they stopping all of the information that you know need to be free? Why are they trying to bring communists and different other things of that and causing problems when because you already have manifested it? And that's why they're stopping it because of your gifts or your careers because it's your time to do it. And they are finding no way to control of everything that we use daily to come against you so you're not able to be happy and be free and set. And they making it more hard than what it is instead of being balanced. Number 14 give you that. So we'll keep that. We've already done the purpose of it. It's like if you in church and you're dealing in church and you're dealing with people that are already on the stage, but understanding how much you can put on that plate. Have you ever received anything that you put in your plate and been able to put back on your own home? Have anything came back as far as did you come back for the things you put in? And it's come back to that because the money gonna have to go back to you because you put so much in. Exactly what we have people in the election is calling the reprise. It's what is supposed to come back, but it's the calm and the come. That means it's going to come back in other ways. Always may not be on the paper, but it comes in other ways than blessings and gifts. So we're looking for someone else to do something for you and give you something where the Father, and who, if you with the scriptures and you understand about it, it's just you already put so much in. Just like the civil wars and everything. Everything bring back an abundance that's going to pour over your head. That is for someone that go to church. Now, if I put in anything as the author, any other, that's his author. Now, if I go back into all the kings and everything, they had that. They had churches. They have all of that. Before churches and before all the religions, they had other ways of doing things too. And I'm going to give those information because it's necessary because they had other things before the religious, okay? They had things that was natural that was given. Then be natural becomes something when you not doing positive, you be negative, and then they call them witches. Because at the time you had a choice. Right? And when the wars came, they forced to be in religion. Because religion wasn't always been like that. Okay? But now that it is to keep peace try to. But then, like I say, we all fall for things. And now we have to deal with the repercussion of the karma that's coming. And that is what it is. And nothing you can do. You can't hide nothing. I said you can't fight with the police. Police is they're going to give you the information. Even with virtue, it's the same thing. You're going to deal with the same thing that was given a long time ago. It's before all everything, how they can touch you real quick with anything with 5G. And 5G is still dealing with 5G. 5G is imagery. And it's not human. So authentic is something that's placed as an imagery of God. Before God was goodness. And we're back in goodness. I'm so to let you know that. But in the virtual part, you still can't hide to the police. Phishing and malware is going to get your ass in trouble. And it's a place for you too. Now, getting back to what I was saying. Pluto is straight up direct. It'll be another month in November. But like I said, when you're dealing with Neptune, Uranus, energy, Jupiter, and Mars. There's a lot of information. It's going to be shown in here to be shown out here because a lot of federal indictments is in the way on this. Oh, that my little thing and pull up in here. All right. So let's get on. We've got leaf trees and Mud Marcus. Mud Marcus is envy and competition. You warring with them, and you're dealing with the lead tree. Lead tree gives you ancestry of who's the leads. And at a point in time, at that time, it's about the Charles V, and that's about the leads of community. You're gonna deal with that because it's coming back for you. All right. See that fail? See that fail? All right. So, 58, 13, 69, energy, 69 gonna give you 69. So then we dealing with 69 energy and 58. 13 back again. 13, you're dealing with the transformation of death of Pluto, and you're dealing with 15. And 15 gonna give you Capricorn energy. And they're dealing with the mother, father, home, and career. Now, Planktoners, let me give you some information about that. It gives you all the information that has to do with Earth. Earth. But when you're dealing with lovers and treason, oh my gosh. Just in thinking about how more, and she wolves and teeth, and she wolf. Talking about teeth. Oh yeah. Envil is an eval counselors at that time. That's got to do with women. And it got to do a lot to do with friends. Royalty, treasury, parliament. Yep. In October, this is what you're dealing with, 1330. And it's about the woman. And you're dealing with Roger, Isabella. You're dealing with a lot of information. Modern war, you're dealing with more and more timers. Has to do with a lot. And it's about greed. And it has to do with a fresh start and a sorry end. Insanity, civil war, and child murder. And it gives you a lot of the King Henry at that time overshadowed about the guilt and tragedy. It give you the blushing king at that time, King of Henry, dealing about the Edward, give you about the king losing his mind, Henry, give you the information, rival of the throne, give you charges and chain, you know, meaning that it was a struggle with a war of roses. Okay, let's see. And the bloodshed, the pain. Okay. Conspiracy. Giving you the dynasty and vexing each other of the wars, because that's what it was. The duality, right? Give you a king with no crown. King humbled in. Yeah. Giving you a whole lot of information about the cruel and feared despot with the reputation of a wife killer. Information is given on the tough cookie on the 13th. So I'll give you some information for that. First of all, let's start about with the numbers and the planets, because numerology is going to give you the information. 13 is going to give you the information of planet. Like I said, it's giving you Uranus energy. It give you erotic explorer. It's giving you explosive, meaning in October. Okay. Now career and activities, giving you Uranus, and also give you under control. Let's see. Let's put it right here. It says right here, involve for reading social and career activities. They must learn to keep Uranus part of themselves and under control, because you're dealing with Uranus energy. And that is trying to keep yourself peace. And then you have a connection with Uranus and Venus, right? Then it has something to do with tide in love life, giving prosperity and strange and unconventional relationships. Like I said, past of energy of 1300, okay? Giving you the information, okay? Meaning about considered unlucky by many people, meaning that considered unlucky, as just like unlucky by many people is rather than the powerful number, which is carries responsibility, but either using the power of running the risk of self-destruction. You know, I'm giving you some clairaudience. Self-destruction. You know what's it? You wait a minute. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, it's good enough. That's in 1980s, and that was rap. And that was in New York, and I forgot the name, but I have it. But at that point in time, self-destruction. You're looking. It's like Ford. You're about to self-destruct of this Uranus energy of 13. Unlucky. Because unlucky, 13 was I always say was an unlucky time. But some for some. Because like I say, it could be 13 be your number. 13 is a number. But it's transformed. But if in a positive, but negative, it can be unlucky. For some, give you the information. But it's represent a rebellion and audio cis it give you that cray energy and beliefs of a desire to change rules of which many will apply to October 13th. Like I said, it's a change. And what changes when you deal with shifts and polarity of things and shift. Now we in virtue, they putting in this energy of virtue. You in matrix energy and still trying to understand it because it's new. But when you try to put in the position, how the planet's in something higher and trying to put in some type of way, and is it going to be? It's trying to shift something, and I'm trying to say it another way. Some things is done for purpose, and some things ain't purpose for others. And when you weigh in it on to cause problems, to keep the energy from your reasons, it's not injustice. And that's what I'm trying to say. We're dealing with justice in community, and how we dealing with something that's already done. We're absorbed it. Ain't nothing new about the sun. And it seems like that's been controlling all of it. And other people trying to find a way to not to get the part of the karma part. And then transfer and put their energy on you. And you have to fight, have the strength within the heart of a Leo and a lioness, of masculine and feminine. Regardless if you are not of the date of the birth, you're still part of that energy of that fifth. A pleasure is in your chart. You figure that what it is and ties in there. That's about you. To love yourself. That's the part of astrology. And you got a lot of things that was all dashing pieces all over places because it was a chemical of a gun. Now you're trying to be able to bring all those pieces back into a whole full. It was all over the place. Now it's time to be as self again, back at head itself. So now it gives you the information, reflective thought, meditation, excuse me. A thought can have as much as influence on what happens around you as an action can. It just give you of the day of the tough cookie. Okay, that's depth. But the strength is intense and success and oriented and professional. But like I say, you're dealing with tough and extreme that are dangerous enemies and have the capacity to overcome of the resistance, which call it resistance, or I call it the resistance. All right, through the sheer of the guts and endurance, meaning that the human being should be go for it and not if and no buts. So that's the strength. Tough. Let's get on here on the next one. I'll say that the conflicting of karma. It's giving you that tone this down, give you the information. So this is about Mercury, speedy. It means the Mercury represents a quickness and thought of change, and give you the information that it is overact, mentality, or change of minds. They mean their minds are physical surroundings of the regularity. Give you the combination of Mercury and Venus and Pluto. So you're dealing with the third house. And Venus and Pluto is direct, so that has to do with that third house. That's like I said, Gemini, and that's Virgo and Scorpio. Give you, yeah, Libra and Scorpio respectively, because we're dealing with that. Right now it's October, and to give you hot water, because it's gonna steam it up about the social and situation what we're dealing with now. Dealing with different type unusual and thrilling experience is conflicting. They give you achieving a stability of all aspects in lives, meaning balance of their energy. And always seems to be a major area in given time which will be out of kilter. And we're on off of that. If you look at the sun is tilted and the earth is tilted. Okay. We had two eclipses, and one that is in September and October, and one was lunar, and the next one is solar. Okay. How long we had the planets was retro for a while, all in order. So just imagine. Now you directing and Pluto in a little. It's the controversy. And I think I did that what that is, a Prince. Just listen to the lyrics. Not just because of the dance part, just the lyrics. And I did that a couple months ago. But the controversy. And it's follow where they go. And it tells you the information easily and saw or often looked out excitement. And give you heavily and stressful and difficult, and others may actually be enjoyable to them because they transferring people on other energy. That's why I say when you talking about source is yourself, and the light that you have, dark or light, you have a choice that surrounds all of it. That means family, friends, community, and what is around the environment. And when you bring it out that energy, that brings to other people. So you have to figure out where's the energy coming from. Is it from you or is it others? You got to figure out who it is, because it's going to tell you of that community of 11th house, and it's going straight to that Libra of October. And that is justice. And that is what you're dealing with love and relationship. And they all have their source, what brings in. They may not bring it in light. They may bring it dark. You wouldn't know until you know, is this me? Who sent it to me? Like, who sent it? Is it me? Then I need to go back and deal this with myself and start a new day, because this wasn't good. But is it you or is it somebody else that's sending, transferring, traveling the energy toward you? You will have to figure out, is it you or is it other people? Or is it your karma of a time that is your time to receive it? Or they're putting you like it's you, or is it them transferring their information to you? That's connection to how you connect to other people. And 9 out of 10 is going to be devices and 5G and everything we is. Now, come on, somebody. Now, that come understanding. I'm giving you water, drink. If you're going to drink, then you ain't got to. But I'm giving you the information, not just because of you could hear it in the church. No, I'm telling you constantly. The author will tell you that it's a whole lot of water. And if you dry, you need something to thresh and put in your mouth to be wet, then you need to drink. Now, if you don't know that water, but you're going to have to say, well, I'm dry. I'm going to give me a little water in this pond, but I don't know what's in there. Then you will have to have the wisdom and tuition. Is it good for you or not? You're going to smell it first, right? Then you're going to drink. Now, that's for somebody. So, just getting that information is about groups. And setting groups, like I said, groups is not really always strong and strength. It's weak. They become weak because they're not standing by themselves. And when you have an organization, I'm not saying you might need somebody to help you, but understanding it, they become weak. And therefore, then they be a little envy. You know why? Because they're not doing what they want to do. They're getting paid for it, but then they're not telling the truth. There's so many things they don't want to do, they would like to do, but then they're going to use it for envy, for to make it hard for you, because that's why those wands was fighting. Because they're watching. It's monitoring things right now, watching too much instead of doing something what they need to be doing. Because the point is to build it back where it's failed. And we're coming back with 1300. That's death transformation. They're going to tell you that all the work that we was done, these people, They didn't. People died in transformation for all of this things that happened for 1300, and now we gonna go back and do what we did before. We ain't learned nothing if we're gonna do that. But all the information is that why is so monitored? Because either they weren't able or they got to get part of that and they want to give it to you. Well, I say no, pass peace like we used to. It's if it don't work, then go to the next. Why watch another? You should be in there building. All that stuff failed for a reason. We're supposed to be building only. Well, information is giving you sacred mysteries because this is what it is about. Knowledge, and knowledge has been the biggest thing is the radical. I guess everything was thought was radical because it is positive or negative. It was radical. It's true. But in influencing of thoughts and giving out information. But it's authority. And it tells you right here, his knowledge is esoteric, and he has authority over things unseen. Right? Favorable traits and conferred by the card, like I said, of the Hierophant. And we're dealing with number 5. It is the same thing as this here, 5 here. And like I said, 5 is Leo energy. And that is pleasure and strength. Now, give you information about self-assuredness and insight. And like I said, unfavorable traits, including unanswerable, demoralizing, bombast, and doggedness. That's because it's going to tell you something. Because if you got all that light, you think that there's envy. And they're not going to love that. They can't stand that. And that's why they monitor spirits and how they do divisive different things. Because they watching you. And they not liking that. Because you know a little bit more than you should. And they'll cause problems later. But that's what is part of it, for you to keep your strength and know that you got somebody's protecting, because I gave you that information here. There's protection right here. Because the night is protected. And you already, like, it's like, hey, 1 and 2, 2 and 1, 2 go back 2, and that's wisdom and intuition. You got the creation, you got the magic, you got that, you got everything you're supposed to. And it's about your self and you. And that is high. And that's been protecting you. So, let's see, anything else in here? It's about your heart. And organization, like I said, and there go with the abdominal organs. I said about up under the shed. Up under the shed has to do with the hood. Hood is all what's going on now. The effective heart, internal abdominal organs. Y'all, we in a new time and people want everything you got. Let me tell you something. If it's a bad day, be good anyway. Because let me tell you why. You don't even know how the purpose has been given and light that's been given in this world, on this earth. And little, like, big things is really little. You better be thankful that you're able to open your mouth to say anything now, because we got a lot of people and their money's funny, their pockets is crazy, they're going to be acting a certain kind of way, and they already have an agenda. And there it is, because they behind it with the virtue of devices, because those are the shadow ghosts and go right now. Because they can. Advice given you, the information is stability, peace, and harmony. And don't over fives give you physine control. And they give you physical part of that. Things can sometimes be but right without the intervention. Listen to your adversaries, even enemies, on occasion, because they just what they're gonna be, and learn from them. and walk away from no-win situations. Now, meditation tells you some places have seasons. Some places have seasons and others only climate. So go with people. What is it right here? I think. Oh, I'm gonna say it again. Some places have season, others only climate. So with the people, and we're in season. And sometimes, in my understanding, if the earth has gave you everything, and says and I always go back that climates of season. We're in fall. It's a beautiful time right now. Fall is so pretty, so colorful. This is beautiful. And you pass something like that in the trees and you see this and you don't stop, something wrong with you. Because it's beautiful. But it's about the time of fall. And fall back. You know, everything you put in, surroundings around it, causing problems because you put in around certain people and around, and you got to keep it clean and try to figure out how to protect that in that fall. More long hours in night than it is light. But in this time, we don't even, that's, I don't know if everybody know that, but we're in twilight, in light. Okay? Because it's giving you all 13 from death and transformation from the kings and queens that's already done so much of those years ago, and that's why we're in this time, because that's twilight zone that is giving you a dark of what we call it. It give you subconscious and conscious energy and light. So you got duality of the sun and the moon at the same time. So those things on that for somebody. Alright, so I'll kind of give out the information of Charles V of France, give you information of Henry, and that was Henry of the King of Coins, and then Peter was the King of Cups, and giving out the information, and that is for a collective masculine, feminine, divine, or partnership, whoever is someone that's going in this energy about the gifts was being given from ancestors from long time ago. That's all that fighting that we had to go through for our ancestors for a long time ago of these kings and queens and things that happened. So it had to make a play, and it's going to bring karma from family of your ancestry. It comes down. You know, I just hate to tell you that, but whoever your family was in, you was in there. You didn't know that. You probably wouldn't even, not even made a seed in the belly. But you're part of it. There's a lot of people in this world that have tied to this blood. If this is A and B, energy and O, apples and oranges, you're going to get all that energy. And there it is, what it's going to be. And we're in a new time, and now it's hard to play, and it's hard to take in for others to understand that. It don't feel too good when you're going through. And like I said, from my understanding, I hate to see people go through that. I've been through myself, but I don't like that for nobody. But if it's a time, it's just a time what it is. But don't make more, add to something that's already karma is coming. Why would you add more to it? Either you're envy because of the reason is not receiving some of the downloads, then that is something that you need to deal with that and find a peace with it. All right. So the tree gives you all the information. The tree gives you leaves, give you all the trunk, all recording information. Lee tree gonna give you the information. This is Charles V. He's coming. I'm gonna tell you. I always say this. The king is looking as the judgment. He ain't never left. He dealing with you. That's for somebody. Let's go one wisdom house tonight. Do one thing and I'm gone. I think I done said a lot. Still back on 50. Subconscious and the moon and cats. They never left. I'm sad they never left. The energy is always surrounds, no matter what. If I learned something, I'm learning today. I'm learning that the energy gonna stay there. And it's gonna deal with us because we have to change. Change has to. And for all these people that have privilege, it's time to sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it. When I say sell it, sell it. And that's all. If you want the peace within, if you don't, keep your money. But I've learned as a child, and I'm almost at 50. I'm telling you right now, sell it. Let somebody else so you can fix that for you. That's the only way that I can see that you can sell it and give it back to where it's supposed to, or give it to somebody and don't tell nobody. Just give it to them and don't say nothing. Just give it because it's on your heart, so you know what's best to do. Because if that's what you're monitoring people, that's the only way that you're gonna be able to have some peace within yourself. And I'm like, I drink alcohol. You know, like I said, people don't drink alcohol, but like I said, hey, if you ain't gonna use it, you're gonna use it on your skin. But like I said, every blue moon, if I feel like I can't sleep, I'm not gonna put no medication. Then I'm gonna go ahead and drink something, a wine, a woman that will do that. You know, sip of tea is always not always a sip of tea with your friend girls or boys. And a strong drink with them. If they decide they want to drink a wine, it's up to you. Now these two failed. Now they just failed. Here it is. Loyalty is 33. You know what the mission is. That's on the left one. And this one is the right. It's giving you information of beauty. So you're dealing with 40 of beauty. And 40 gonna give you 4 house. And that 4 house is the mother energy. That's a Cancer energy. But 10 gonna give you the wheel of fortune. 10 gonna also give you career. And career is what that is about. Career, the wheel of fortune on the right hand, a 4th house. And that's the mother, all right? And function on the right side. Left side gonna give you 33 and loyalty. And my understanding, what it says here is in common here is giving you a Steve Ray. And Steve is a male, but if a Ray has to do with a woman. So that means to me, that's got to do a woman and Steve. And that's on the left side. That's for somebody, for family, friends, whoever's collected on the left. So now you've been exposed from the left. You're with the mission of it. And who's right? Giving you information here, giving you 73. 7 gonna give you the love and relationship. 3 house is gonna give you communication and thoughts and community. And it's still back in Mercury. Mercury is gonna be in that. And 7th is deal with air. All right. Dealing with Uranus and Jupiter energy all right now. So loyalty and beauty is necessary. And loyalty is in the left side. And your job is to keep the loyalty. That's on the left. Left wing is for you. If you're not loyalty, then you're not. You're conflicting and you're not being loyal. And the left side is putting out the information that's necessary. And I think you know that. And y'all know before it's going to happen. Now, I'll give you the information that the symbol is loyalty, and it means that being called to stand and for who and they give you that. And what you believe in, give you a choice. Y'all getting a choice here. I got a choice. It's left wing, the mission on the left. Okay, don't get mad now. I'm just the messenger. So, giving you the story of Beautiful and giving you of a red vampire. So, who saw good and another remained steadfast in the love against of all gods. There's odds, but I guess so. Loyalty is tested at times, and you may be asked to asses. Now, you're gonna ask about real. That's asses. It's got to do with commerce, and I tell you, booty. And whether others deserve the loyalty, sometimes you find yourself in a position where it's difficult to speak up for another person and cause or even for yourself. Now it's time for the faithful to your best qualities and leave the rest behind. This is a true of a test of character, and I know who will choose rightly. Stand up for what you believe, and be loyal only to what is true and good. 93, spiritually in communication that's been given for the left. Stand up for your right to party. Oh, that's the Beastie Boys. I think it is. Wait a minute. Isn't the, no, it's not Run DMC. You gotta fight for your right for party. That's Run DMC. But you're dealing with Beastie Boys, though. At that time, 1980s, that's for somebody. Okay, next one is. Oh my God, I'm tickled. All right, 40. 40 is beauty, and it's giving a rose. It's a symbol of beauty, reminds us the beauty is never perfect. All right, this beautiful experience, and you will have not perfect forever. So, meaning you'll not be perfect forever. And who's perfect? I'm not perfect. You know, I think that's the goodness trying to be. That's all you're trying to. Sometimes you will never be the perfect thing. But like I said, it depends on who you're dealing with over your head, and they may think you are. But we're doing with 6. 6 is always beauty, and that's the Virgo, and 7 is the love and relationships. Anyway, you're dealing with stuff that fall, and then you know you may be up and down, but you're dealing with a star. When you reveal the beauty that is true, you can look at yourself as a mirror, right? And realize that you are already perfect. You are. And when you choose the symbol, the sign is the beauty is around, and a positive attitude, and expect wonderful things, and will come to you. See yourself as beautiful and know beauty is the skin deep and includes qualities that's well beneath the surface. And look as the true beauty in others as well, and always look beyond the appearance, sis. So let's talk about the star. Dealing with star. So you're dealing with the 16 and 17 falls and goes and up. And talking about the towers and the careers of a goat. Go up and down. But understand that it's about the 16s and the star. And then when you're dealing with loyalty, like the information is 33, it's the mission. And it's about 11 and 12, the justice. And in stuck energy, 12 is always stuck. But the justice, don't put that in that energy. Stand up. What is right for yourself, your children, and everything that you're supposed to stand, not to be weak and be in organization with so many people to come against other. And you come weak. And so if anything asks to be said because you don't have the strongest strength within, the person that you are watching, monitoring another person has the strength. You become weak because you need that for what reason? For money, and cause problems. You're supposed to stand. You know what you need to do on the left wing. You know what the purpose, and you know it. And you need to stand. All right, so those good things, loyalty, and Steve and Ray. It's on the left side. You in your house, you in exposed, you know, family and friends, the whole world now. You need to stand at what's best for. Because at the end, Charles is over your head. And the kings too. And you're in that position. And you're a part of it. And now it's time for you to stand. All right, this is divinely guiding, chosen Starseed, spiritually 777. And that information is a lot of information. It's all over the place here. But it's in order though. And ain't nothing but loyalty and beauty. That's everything, really. That's 73 and 10. 10 back again. And 10 is completion. Y'all have a wonderful day.